Hey there, welcome back to Throughway Polyamory. My name is Pixie. I'm a 52-year-old polyamorous man. I have two partners that I see equally. Once every 2 weeks I'm with one partner, Lori. The other partner I'm with, Honey, every 2 weeks. And I drive from Albany, New York to Kingston, New York to see them both. So it's about an hour drive, and I'm on the New York State Thruway. 87 South is what I'm on now in Albany. And I've been seeing each partner together for about almost 3 years now together. I was with Lori first for a couple of years, then met Honey, and I've been seeing both for about 3 years. I have another person, another love, who I call BFFWB. Her name is Violet. She's actually my polyamorous maker, if you will. She's the first person that I met that was practicing polyamory. This was back in 2010. So here we are, 2014. I'm 14 years into it. I've ranged my polyamory from the humble beginnings of partnered non-monogamy, which when I was married to Kat, as we were exploring this, we wanted to do everything together and experience the non-monogamy together. So we ended up dating Violet and Dave in what we called a polyfidelity relationship, meaning Carla and Violet only saw us and we only saw them. We all got tested, and it was really quite magical. We dated them for about 2.5 years, and things kind of fell apart. Kat and I got divorced, and part of the reason why Kat and I got divorced was because I ended up developing some feelings for some people that we had met and I was texting with, and I think this is a logical progression of polyamory. And because Kat and I had a hierarchy type setup, she vetoed one of the people I was talking to. Said, I just don't want you seeing her or even talking to her anymore. And that didn't feel right to me, and the person that I was seeing and talking to didn't really understand. I think I could have been a little bit more mindful the way I explained it, but it hurt this person. And it was at that point when I was questioning hierarchy, and I talked to Kat and said, hey, listen, I want to see people by myself. I want to open it up a little bit more. And we tried it for about a year. She dated some guys separately from me. I didn't mind. I thought it was pretty even type of thing. I thought we were learning. We were having some good communications, but in the end, she couldn't handle it and wanted to go back to monogamy, which I plumb couldn't do. I think I told her yes, and then a nanosecond later changed my mind and said, I'm sorry, I can't do that. My heart can't not be open and to receive and give love the way I want to. So Kat filed for divorce. We got divorced, and upon my recent divorce status, I signed up for a bunch of dating apps, and I wanted to explore, I'd been researching a bit, and I wanted to explore solo polyamory. And I met someone fairly quickly who also wanted to explore solo polyamory for the first time. Her name was Faye. And we started a relationship, and we kept hierarchy to a minimum. Although Faye kept digging her hooks in a little bit, and we ended up moving in together, which is a big solo polyamory no-no, apparently. Although I think you can do it. It's just, it's a little harder. especially for the people that aren't living with you. So yeah, Faye and I fizzled out, and I doubled down on the solo polyamory. Well, I met Lori a couple years later, and we dated for about a year, and I was living with my mom at the time, which wasn't ideal. Lori said, hey, why don't you get out of your mom's house, come live with me, you can help me around the house, we'll have separate bedrooms, we'll give each other space, we'll be guardians of each other's solitude, we'll be partners in residency. You can keep your solo polyamory and hierarchy to it on check, and we'll make a run of it. And we've been doing a pretty good job. We don't identify as a couple, although I do call her my partner. We have separate bedrooms. Well, we did have separate bedrooms. Recently, one of her daughters moved home, so I gave up my bedroom, which is supposed to be temporary. We'll see. And I've dated here and there. Honestly, I'm a little bit polysaturated with Lori and Honey and Violet, and I'm actually not doing so much dating right now, but I can. That's the caveat. I am open to dating, especially if there's somebody who can raise my vibration or that could benefit from my vibration. It's got to be a win-win-win-win-win type of scenario for me to choose to invest any more time and energy, as I don't want to lose myself in the process, and I don't want to find my center through romantic relationships. I have friends that I like to visit, family that I like to visit and spend time with, so that's kind of my scenario and my history. It's the brief history, not the long-term history. Maybe we'll get into that another time. So I find myself driving from Albany to Kingston and from Kingston to Albany a couple times per month now. And so I'd like to use this opportunity to talk about what's going on, and if there's anything relevant that someone in my scenario or thinking about getting into a scenario like mine, I hope you find it helpful. That being said, this visit here, it's December 13th, Friday the 13th for all those who celebrate. This visit is going to see me at Honey's house for the Christmas holiday. Honey's birthday is December 24th, and I'd like to just talk a little bit about holidays and my experience with polyamory and holidays up until meeting Honey and having her birthday be on a holiday or the night before a holiday. It hasn't really been too much of an issue. My partners have been amicable to do kind of whatever, and it really wasn't that big of an issue. Lori has a big pull towards connection over the holidays. Christmas Eve is her big connection party night where she has a big gathering with her family and friends, and it's always a big hootenanny. I've actually never been a part of it. Well, one year I came a little late, but COVID happened one year, and then I was in Germany for another year, and last couple of years I've been with Honey on her birthday. So again, this year I'll be at Honey's, and I'll be missing out. And there was some real hard feelings last night as I'm preparing to go to Honey's today. And there's going to be some tough times, and the only way to navigate through them is with honesty and compassion and being open about what you need, what your partners, or how it will affect partners, and keep the conversation open and going. You can't make everybody happy in every scenario. There's going to be compromises that need to happen, and you just need to be true to yourself about what you want to do. And quite frankly, what you want and what you want to do isn't going to jive with your partner's wants and desires and needs of you. And there's no two ways around it. Me being a Libra, I try to balance everything as best I can. Time spent, holidays, events, travel plans. I try to make things even. Having envy, I believe, is a little bit better than having jealousy. Jealousy being you want something instead of the other person, where envy is you wanting something also that another person has. So, if I can do my part and be considerate about scheduling time and events with my partners as equal as I can, and just keeping the conversation open. I will say that there is also a calendar learning that I learned this past transition visit, where I share my Google Calendar with both Lori and Honey, and I made a calendar change without consulting Honey after we had already agreed upon it. And I had meant to talk to her about it, and just the time never seemed right, and she ended up seeing the change on the calendar ahead of me telling her, and that also created some difficult feelings. So one of my new guidelines is I'm going to try to communicate any calendars, events that are set in, that were agreed upon. If there's any changes, I need to discuss them first in person, or text or in some way, before changing them on the calendar. So that's one little learning I've done with the calendar. And back to holidays again. It's not going to be easy. I've seen some videos out there by some YouTube content creators talking about holiday scheduling, and they're just plugging in their calendar with different people, and it just made it seem kind of easy, and it's really not. The holidays are tough. Everybody wants to spend time with their loved ones around the holidays. I get it. We have time off. There's other family members around. It's a good time for sharing energies and love. So please all be easy on yourself this holiday season. Ultimately, you need to love yourself and take care of yourself so that you can show up for others. That's kind of a cliche saying, but it's so true. And with that, I will bid you a happy holidays and a farewell. Take care of yourself. Thank you for being here. And as always, please leave any messages or comments or questions in the comments section, or send me an email. I think I put my email address on there. Anyway, take care. Bye-bye.